Hey everybody, it's Coach Wharton here with OnlineBikeCoach.com. And in today's OBC Daily Ditty, we're going to change things up a little bit. I'm actually going to roll into Garmin Connect, and I specifically want to talk about the sleep tracker. Sleep is a real vexing issue for me, and I tend to get up in the middle of the night. I don't get full sleep. I've relied on sleep medication in the past. I don't know if it's anxiety, age, temperature, hydration. There's just a million little what ifs out there. But it's nice to know that when you make certain investments in certain Garmin products, it will actually track your sleep, and it'll track some information inside of your sleep to sort of help you make better decisions about perhaps what time you need to go to bed, what temperature to put yourself in before you go to sleep, maybe taking a cold shower, maybe taking a hot shower, and maybe learning to adapt to an altered sleep schedule so that you can maximize your ability to get some deep sleep and to get some REM sleep. Those are kind of the two most important ones, at least that I can glean. We're going to start by going into my health stats right here, and we'll pop into sleep. And what I'm going to do is, there's last night, so let's go back. We'll go back to the first of the month here, and then we'll have our quick discussion. All right, so here we are on January the 31st, and the device that I'm using is the Garmin Fenix 6X Pro. I'm using it with the NIRS information, which is coming off of the back of the watch. And this is not a cheap device, but there are cheaper versions of Garmin watches. You can also use the ones from Whoop or from Mio, or there's any number of other companies that are out there. I just like the way that Garmin presents it all. So what it shows is this. Living where I live, I get the benefit of actually getting to go to sleep whenever I want. I don't have kids. The dogs are day dogs. They can probably sleep 18 hours a day. We get them walked about 5 to 8 kilometers when the weather is good, and we don't have too much of a problem. But the first thing I want to focus on is my deep sleep. It's right here. Well, the science that we know shows that about 80 minutes of deep sleep for a 50-year-old is probably the best and probably optimized. So on Sunday night, January the 31st of 2021, I got an hour and 11 minutes. I got 71 minutes of deep sleep. Wow, I think that's fantastic. Now, I ended up getting 6.25 hours of light sleep. That's an issue. And I think that sometimes I probably am getting too much light sleep. But again, this is something that I can take to a doctor or take to a professional or study by myself for different supplements and things like that to see if I can enhance these one way or the other. I get an hour and 40-ish minutes of REM sleep, which again I think is arguably a little bit low. And what you see here is I woke up 4 separate times. I woke up at, I went to bed at 8 o'clock. Don't ask me why. I love the winter long nights and the cold, and it's just, it's nice to be able to go right to sleep. Look at what happened. I immediately went into deep sleep. Kind of interesting. Then I go light, deep. Then we've got light, but sometime around 10 o'clock, 9:45, I wake up. What was going on? My wife was coming to bed. Kind of interesting. Then around 11, I woke up again, and that was, I think I remember, if I remember correctly, it was to get up and use the restroom. Fall back asleep, go into deep sleep for a good extended period of time, and then I've got REM, light, deep, light, REM, and I wake up at about 2:30 in the morning. No idea why. It just tends to happen. But if we think about it, I actually got, if we go from 11 o'clock to 2:30, that's 3.5 hours of uninterrupted sleep. That's really kind of about all I can get without medicated assistance. I then woke up again around 3 o'clock. I almost always wake up around 3:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. And I don't know if it's because I grew up in a time zone 2 or 3 hours ahead of where I live now or what, but it is what it is. I went back to sleep and I got some REM. Remember, I need quality REM and I need quality deep. Right before I wake up, I end up back in deep sleep. It's interesting. It's almost like perpetual napping for me. Anyway, if we look at the pulse ox, what we see is a combination of pulse ox and heart rate. And I averaged 95% throughout the night, and my average heart rate was at about 54 beats per minute. I have recorded a number as low as 36 or 32, but that was almost 20 years ago. So age has definitely taken its toll. If we look at respiration, it is not coinciding with deep sleep. And so here I am getting 13 breaths per minute in a light sleep, but over here at 1:55 in the morning, I'm down to 15 breaths per minute, 14 breaths per minute, sort of things like that. This is where some of those heavy medications come in. If you've ever taken a true sleep medication, it puts you into a deep sleep with a deep, slow breathing pattern, almost like anesthesia. So that's kind of an interesting deal there. Anyway, I woke up around 5:30 and started my day. This video is getting a little bit long, but what I will share with you is I'll try to pull up one of the nights that I had uninterrupted long sleep. And let's see, that was 7 hours and 25 minutes, 6 hours and 21 minutes, inadequate. I'm trying to shoot for 8 hours of sleep here. There we go, right there. Okay, now look at this. This is interesting. Go to bed at 9 o'clock, wake up at midnight. I'm up for a good chunk of the night. But look at what happens after I finally pass out. For 4 hours, it's REM, deep, lots of REM, deep, REM, and REM. Heavy dreaming, other things like that. The Garmin gives you a score. It's not visible on this screen, but I like to use the score on the Phoenix. So like right now, my score reads 83 points. And we'll forward to last night. There's 746. Actually, let's go back there. All right, see, anything in light pink is time that I spent awake. You can see that it's just a pattern right there. Awake, awake. Last night was not restorative. Now, what does all of it mean? I am tying this in with my desire to go ride bikes and perform intervals, or my need to let my body do its thing. It's a push and pull. It's a tug of war. Sometimes you need to just gut up and do the work. Sometimes you feel better after a ride and you sleep better. So there's, it's not an excuse to go take the whole day off, but sometimes it is telling you that, hey, you know what, you might want to do an interval set and not attempt a breakthrough or something along those lines. Anyway, we're going to continue to explore this. I am really fascinated by the Garmin Connect ecosystem, and I will be actually trying to find some of the people behind the scenes of this world. They bought First Beat, which is a Finnish company that measures heart rate variability and can make all sorts of conclusions based on the data that it reads. And I think that merits a lot of attention. Anyway, again, this video is getting a little long, so I'll shut it down. But if you have the Garmin Connect, leave a comment below. Sign up for the blog, and I'm going to make a whole series out of Garmin Connect features that I think could enhance any Garmin owner's experience. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the ride.